FTR is on leave, leaving Stokely Hathaway without a client, but not for long because we've been on the booking case and we might have just found him his next client. So come hang out with us while we break down exactly who Stokely should manage next. First, we're going to hit the opener.
This is Two Views Wrestling. Let's get into it.
Give me a hell yeah! What?
We recently did an episode on Paul Heyman, and doing that, my partner mentioned being a big fan of Stokely Hathaway. It got me thinking, FTR's off TV, Hathaway's been written off. What's next for him? Who will he manage next? I'm going to tag my partner in and get his opinion on who Stokely should work with next.
So, like you mentioned, FTR taking a break from AEW, leaving Stokely out in the cold. I want to keep going with that tag team theme. I think that Stokely should trade up from FTR to arguably the greatest tag team in the last 20 years. I'm talking about the New Day. The fact that Kofi Kingston was unceremoniously released from WWE without any kind of send-off is still crazy to me. I think that him and Xavier Woods coming into AEW is going to be huge. I think pairing them with Stokely Hathaway would work great. All three can talk on the mic. All three are great at generating heat. It also gives you a ready-made feud for FTR when they come back. You could also have the New Day have a dream feud with Edge and Christian for the tag titles. So you get FTR, great tag team, feuding with the New Day, great tag team for your tag team titles with Stokely Hathaway in the middle. That's just going to elevate that feud, all five of those guys, and your tag team division. But ultimately for me, I just wish Stokely was in Don Callis' spot. I think Stokely, with a huge stable built around him, would be awesome. I think it would work better. You also don't have to worry about Stokely's dentures falling out on live TV like has happened like 7 times with Don Callis. So I just feel like there's more to be done with Stokely. I think he just needs a chance and a push, and he could be a great manager for AEW. He could be the Paul Heyman of AEW.
I agree it would be a trade-up to me. I think New Day's phenomenal. Unfortunately, I like them better when it's Kofi and Big E. I'm not the biggest Woods fan. I also don't want to see Kofi in AEW because, like you said, I don't know how WWE, how or why they really let Kofi go. Not only did he feel like a WWE lifer, I think he deserved to be a WWE lifer. I guess some people might say, does anyone deserve to stay at their job forever? But I think he knocked it out the park always. He gave it his all. But if they do go there, at least I know that they're being treated right with your storyline. There, it's like, hey, we're not just bringing you guys in for a quick ratings pop or a crowd reaction. We're actually going to build up a nice storyline with some great pay-per-view matches against FTR. So my idea for Hathaway is, I think I looked at the guys he's managed throughout his career. Moose is cool. I just don't really see him as a main eventer. TJP, Thatcher, Loki. Loki's all right, but none of those guys are main eventers. Bronson Reed, he's cool. I just don't see him as a main eventer. Jade Cargill, I think, is special. He did manage her, but it wasn't like the longest time. Ethan Page, Lee Moriarty, the Guns, Big Bill. Like, the Guns are kind of special, but it's a tag team. I don't really feel... The Guns are like FTR. Like, they might be special, but tag teams don't feel like they're main eventers. He did manage MJF. I was surprised by that because I don't really understand why MJF needed a manager. That's his best skill is his mic work. But so having said that, how great he is at his role, never really getting a main event talent guy to me, I wanted to give him someone that also has kind of got the short end of the stick throughout his career, is a main event talent, and because of booking and random weird shit happening, he didn't really realize his full potential. And that's Wardlow. Like, he started off hot as fuck with the MJF angle. It was, very similar to a Shawn Michaels bodyguard storyline that we know can work. It worked for Diesel and Sid Vicious, right?
For Shawn Michaels?
Yeah, like both those guys were his bodyguards.
Yeah, Diesel, and then when Diesel moved up to the world title, it was Sid. I think he was just Sid Justice. I can't remember, but Sid, yeah.
So we know that storyline has potential. It was getting over in AEW. Then he had all that craziness on like, does MJF want to put him over, blah, blah, blah. That took away from his shine even though he got the win. He finally gets a little bit back with the TNT title, and then they make him play hot potato with the title for some reason. Then he loses all his luster again. Give him Stokely, and I'm okay with just copying, pasting Paul Heyman and Brock Lesnar with Stokely and Wardlow. Wardlow has the looks. He has the moves. He's this badass powerhouse. Let him be like, hey, I don't want to talk. I just need someone to set up my matches for me. Stokely, get me paid. I think it would work. I think both guys deserve something this huge where I think it could be very special.
Yeah, I like that pairing. I feel like Wardlow and Stokely Hathaway would be what Bruce Pritchard thought him and Bobby Lashley were in TNA, which that's like a deep cut if anybody remembers when Bruce Pritchard was managing Bobby Lashley.
Was that during the Pop TV days?
I think so. I always remember it because he referred to Bobby Lashley as the walking abomination, and I don't know what that meant. But I think Wardlow and Stokely would be cool. The thing I always remember with Wardlow is I think his match with MJF, he got like a police escort and handcuffs, and it was like, oh my God, this dude's a monster. And then he pretty much went nowhere after that. I think he powerbombed him like 6 times or something too.
That was cool. And then like even his first promo in AEW, he was just like walking a parking lot and beats the fuck out of like 10 dudes. Like,
yeah, he definitely, came across as this big badass, and then they did nothing with him. I think adding Stokely as his hype man would work out great. I don't know. I would say it was like the AEW version of Brock and Heyman. Wardlow, goes to bed at night wishing he was Brock Lesnar. I mean, but I think it could still be a cool duo, and it would be cool if that was what started the build up for Stokely's own stable. Like, I don't see why he couldn't also have the New Day and Wardlow watching his back. And if you wanted to copy WWE, which Tony Khan does a lot, you could call Wardlow Big W, and you could make him gyrate his hips, and him and the New Day could throw waffles out to the crowd. That's just, that's a brainstorm, something to look into.
I was going to say that it could definitely lead to a stable for Hathaway where he's the muscle. Then you got New Day as his tag team.
So let him build a stable of guys, and let's get Don Callis out of there. That's the main thing I want people to take from this episode. Let's get rid of Don Callis.
He's taking Stokely Hathaway's spot.
Not even that. Just get rid of him in general. Even if you don't have another manager, get rid of Don Callis.
I don't mind the idea of Stokely having a huge stable as well, because I kind of agree with you. I actually like the Callis family, minus that Don Callis is the mouthpiece for them. I think Fletcher has huge potential, and Callis kind of holds him back in a way. Let's just have Stokely be the guy that gets the stable on AEW's TV.
Yeah, I think that Stokely would be better in that spot than Don Callis is. I don't know if I would go as big a stable, but I think like Stokely kind of comes across as like this mouthy little, annoying guy, and then him hiding behind a wall of wrestlers would just be good entertainment. And I think it would just work better. I feel like Stokely has potential to be a great manager in AEW, and he just needs to be given the right client and a bigger, push or storyline or whatever, for it.
When I was thinking about Wardlow too, he had the MJF debacle where the whole rumors came out that MJF didn't want to put him over or whatever, and then Tony Khan hot potatoed him with the TNT title. That none of that was his fault. It wasn't like he didn't fulfill his role. That was MJF's issues and Tony Khan's issues. So I would just like to see him get another chance at actually being a main event star, because I think he has everything there. And Stokely Hathaway, to me, just minus MJF, I don't really think he's ever had a true main event level talent guy like Wardlow. So in the comments, Let us know your views on Stokely Hathaway. Do you want to see him manage Wardlow, New Day, or whole stable? Do you think that he has big time, maybe Paul Heyman potential in that company?
That's another round of Two Views Wrestling with Tim and Greg. If you like the show, hit follow and share it with a fellow fan. Got a hot take or match request? Send it in. Until next time.